We now return to assembly lines on Modern Marvels.
Little did they know that science fiction would become assembly line fact in less than half a century.
Robots were first put on the auto assembly line for the dirty and sometimes hazardous work of spray painting car bodies. In the 21st century, the future of assembly lines looks like this. Automation has become the predominant mode of building cars, period. Nowhere is this more dramatically on display than at Hyundai Motor Manufacturing, Alabama.
Right now, I'd say we're the most technologically advanced facility in the U.S. We use a lot of technology that you may see in other plants, but we've gathered that all in one place.
All of the technologies that I previously dreamt of in terms of plant layout, the use of technology to make assembly operations more efficient and effective, we have it in place.
From the moment the steel blanks are fed into the giant stamping machine and formed into body panels, all the way through the welding process, which connects the various parts into a car frame, the car remains untouched by human hands. Engineers have programmed robots to perform these tasks within plus or minus 1,000th of 1 millimeter, over and over again. Cameras help to orient the robot in three-dimensional space. There are 32 cameras just on the robot that installs the windshield and rear window. Installing the dashboard cockpit module shows off the robot's brain as well as brawn.
Okay, this is a cockpit module that we insert into the vehicle. The robot will pick up the cockpit module using these two holes. As part of the process, cameras located on both sides of the pickup point will actually take a picture of these holes. It will then compare it to our file and make sure that these holes are in the right position. It then picks up the cockpit module and then it'll take it over to the vehicle.
Hyundai has achieved such staggering levels of automation by concentrating first on the precision or dimensional accuracy of the parts that make up its cars.
Our vehicles have a high amount of dimensional stability and dimensional accuracy. So as these vehicles become higher quality with greater dimensional accuracy, you're able to use more automation to put in the pieces and the parts.
It's a cycle that feeds on itself.
As you use more automation, that increases the quality of the vehicle. So step by step, the higher use of automation is increasing the quality, and the increasing quality of the vehicle allows you to use more advanced automation.
But there's still a place for human beings in this equation.
Robots are still very large and are still a bit awkward compared to the dexterity that a person has. People can work much quicker for something that takes a high level of dexterity than a robot can. A robot is particularly good for doing a task over and over and over and over again. People can evaluate whether something's put in correctly.
With their discerning eyes and nimble fingers, human beings are called upon for the critical job of assembling the engines.
The actual heart of the vehicle is the engine. From time to time, if a customer was to have trouble, there's some things they may be willing to live with temporarily so they can get it to a dealership and get it fixed. But we all know that if you stick the key in the ignition and turn it over, the car doesn't start, that is a major problem for the customer.
For the nearly 2,800 human workers at the Montgomery plant, technology has made the assembly line friendlier and quieter.
Starting with the use of inductive power supply conveyors. All of the conveyors in this plant are electric compared to what you'll find in a conventional auto assembly plant, which are chain-driven conveyors. So we start with a quiet environment, and that's very beneficial to our workers because it allows them to then key in and focus on their work.
Ergonomic devices reduce repetitive strain on workers' bodies.
And it's a conveyor system that has an electric lift on it that allows us to, according to each workstation, vary the working height of the vehicle. We actually are able to lift the vehicle up to the working height required for that assembly operation and for that operator.
But it takes more than flexible machines to reinvent the assembly line. Taking a page from the Japanese lean manufacturing book, Korean-owned Hyundai also encourages flexible thinking in its team members.
But what they try to do is train you for every position on the line, where if somebody's out for vacation, you're able to slip in and do that job as well. So we've done doors, we've done door hinges, we've done hood hinges. Right now I'm working on trunks. So just about everybody is trained little by little, and you're able to help anybody that might be struggling.
At Hyundai and other modern plants, assembly line workers are given the power to do what was unthinkable in Henry Ford's heyday: stop the line.
If it is a safety issue, or if they have a part quality issue as they're trying to fit it on the vehicle, they can stop the line. They have that power, and we encourage them to do that. We fix it then and there, then it's going to help us in the long term, because then we don't have units getting down into our repair area that then have to fall out of the system to be repaired.
Now it's stopped, it's stationary, you're able to handle your situation, nothing moving. Makes it a lot easier on the workers.
From its earliest forms to the state of the art, the assembly line has evolved by constantly adjusting the relationship between people and machines. With advanced automation, we've clearly entered a new era with new challenges.
What Ford invented was right for Ford's time. The way we ran production lines was probably the best way to run them at that time. We've got a whole set of rethinking to do now.
There are few paradigms in production as resilient as work in motion, symbolic of America's rise to power and Japan's resurrection from the ashes of war. The work in motion on moving assembly lines around the world is a testament to the ingenuity, courage, and hope of its designers, engineers, and workers.